and welcome to Joburg Today. Today we bring you all things new. But first, don't forget to check out the special focus section to see how Johannesburg is keeping up with the C40. Telling stories his own way, Ricardo from Res Gallery in Parkwood shows us what goes into the production of art exhibitions. Check this out.
For me, it's always I've been trying to tell a story in my own way, with my own resources. I don't believe in following recipes. I'm never going to do what somebody else is doing because that is not in my interest, it's not part of my nature. Part of my nature is just trying to do the best I can with what I got. This gallery essentially is a production gallery. What I mean with that is I invite artists and I collaborate with them. Sometimes I produce prints. I do kind of fine art printing. I will describe my gallery as progressive, no pretentious, and open to everyone. The way I do things, they are more geared up to attract, hopefully, a younger audience. It's beautiful to, after 9 years being in South Africa, just to offer the public in general a variety.
My name is Robin. This is Joburg Today.
We have in studio with us Mr. Arthur Blake, the structural engineer and designer from Satique Developments. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Arthur, can you please talk us through the concept of rising cities?
Yes, rising cities is a concept of going vertical. High-rise buildings, building the city vertical and bringing in much more cost-effective services, shorter sewer lines, roads, water lines, electrical cables, electrical supply. So we look at bringing everything closer together so that we can increase the quality of life in the city. Now, a lot of people would immediately think that we are talking lower quality because we've got high-rise, but with high-rise comes the opportunity to spread and plan much better to bring a higher quality living, like walkways, green parts, and much more cost-effective living, whereas where the rich can choose if they want to live in the city or outside the city, but we bring in the poorer people closer to the city where they can live better because they don't have to travel all day. So we can create driveways or bicycle lanes, more cost-effective public transport systems. Yes, all of that comes into play when we are talking about a rising city instead of a horizontal city.
Okay, so can you please tell us, how does one go about recycling a city?
Yes, I think in recycling a city, the thing that is most important in everybody's mind is security. So that's the first thing that you plan, is how are you going to secure an environment. So we start in the CPD of Johannesburg, that is an old city with a lot of heritage value, and we want to keep that, and we want to keep the beloved skyline of Johannesburg. So what we do is we upgrade all those buildings. And currently in Johannesburg there are lots and lots of empty buildings owned by private sector and government that cannot be recycled because they are occupied by illegal tenants, and we see that it's because of the security issue that it's not recycled. An investor will only invest in an area where he can turn a profit and invest his money securely. So that is the object of government and a city. So once those things come together, the investor will come to the city, and we can recycle the city by converting existing buildings into high quality living. So yes, that's what we've got in recycling a city.
And then how do you bring about the green buildings in your work?
Okay, green building is becoming cost-effective building or wise building because of economies of scale. We see that the products that are produced is becoming of a high standard as the technology behind them increase. So a few years ago, green building was high, expensive building, but we've seen with our recent development of the Mill Junction that we've got a lot of green elements in that building, like double glazing, heat pumps, sensor lighting. We see that we've got a lot of elements of green building in a building that did not push up the cost of the building. And with the reduction of the elements that we put into the building, we can give better facilities to the students that live there. So we were able to create lifestyle living by reducing the cost of building, but at the same time it is green building.
Finally, just tell us a little more about Mill Junction.
Okay, the Mill Junction was 10 empty grain silos on a very small stand, 680 square meters, and in that small area we've included the Rising City concept. We've built vertical, we've increased the height of the building with 4 stories by using modular structures, and in this case it was containers, shipping containers that we converted into really beautiful living. I think you've most probably seen pictures of the inside, and it's high quality living in there, lifestyle living for the students. It's so what we've done on 680 square meters, we've gone vertical, and on that space we now have high quality living for 375 students. So that concept, with the recycling of the silos, combines that concept, and then we've brought in all the green aspects of double glazing, the reducing of cost on hot water supply by putting in heat pumps, sensor lights in all communal areas where the lights go off the moment you go out of that area. So a lot of items have been brought in. We've used stoves, for instance, that go off the moment you take the pot off the stove. Wow. So nobody can leave the stove on. And all those small little elements. We also installed water reduction showers. So the shower gives a good shower, but reduces the outlet of water and reduces the consumption of water.
Wow.
Thank
you so much for joining us.
My name is Shane, and this is Joburg Today.
Chat to us on social media by following us on Twitter at Joburg Today and liking us on Facebook, joburgtoday.tv. Tell us what you would like to see on the show. We have a treat and a half for you, but you have to make sure to check out the special focus section where you will see South Africa's very first zero emission and 100% electric vehicle from Nissan. Here's a sneak peek at what I'm talking about.
much for your time today. We really appreciate it. Now, the launch of the Nissan Leaf was a real big deal for Nissan because of the energy and resources that went into this amazing technology. And for South Africa, it was a big paradigm shift because it was the first all-electric car to be introduced. How has it been received in South Africa?
Well, you see, the reception from the public has been awesome, overwhelming, more than we'd expected anyway. Initially, we thought you're going to start slowly. You know, it's a new technology, it's a new concept, and like you said, the paradigm shift because we used to internal combustion engines. But when we introduced the car at the Johannesburg Motor Show, the interest from people was huge, overwhelming, more than we'd expected. We did more than 1,000 test drives and shuttle service around the show, and everybody who drove the car was impressed.
This is Wayne, and you're watching Joburg Today.
And that is it for today. But again, do not forget to check out the special focus section for more coverage on the city. Take a look at the C40 section for updates on climate change and stay on top of topical issues with Cap Talk. Also, if you want to know what is happening with the city's future, take a look at Joburg Tomorrow. That is it from me. I love and leave you with Ought to Tell You by Connell Cruz. Till next time.
Balcony TV. Hey guys, welcome back to Balcony TV Johannesburg. I'm your host Julian from a beautiful Joburg summer's day live at Randlords, and we hang out with Connell Cruz. Did I get that right?
That's right. It's great to be here, Julian von Plato.
You've actually been on Balcony before. We realized
That's
this
right.
earlier
We just figured it out
at the MTN Summers a couple of years ago.
2010.
Awesome, man. Well, it's great to have you back.
It's great to be here.
Do you like our balcony?
Flip, it's awesome. You got a great view.
It is, eh? What song are you going to play for us today?
I'm going to do the latest single from my album that's playing on radio nowadays. It's called Ought to Tell You.
Take it away.
Cool.
I could never carry on without you close to me. Couldn't face another day all by myself. And the night would fall and last for an eternity. There would never ever be a rising sun. I would lose all hope and fall apart. Nothing left more than a broken heart, and all that would remain a shattered dream. I could never carry on without you close to me. Couldn't face another day all by myself. I guess I ought to tell you how I'm really feeling before it might be too late. I know, I ought to tell you I'm just as scared as you are, but we're in this together. I know. There's a beauty in your eyes, it must be heaven sent. Every time you smile, I know where I belong. And your soul so pure, your heart so full of happiness. And you move me in a way I've never known. You're my savior, you're my everything. You're my life, you're every song I sing. And without you I would surely fade away. I could never carry on without you close to me. Couldn't face another day all by myself. I guess I ought to tell you how I'm really feeling before it might be too late. I know. I ought to tell you I'm just as scared as you are, but we're in this together. I know. I never thought it'd come to this. I'm right here on my knees. I guess I ought to tell you how I'm really feeling before it might be too late. I know. I ought to tell you I'm just as scared as you are, but we're in this together. I know, I know, I know, I ought to tell you how I'm really feeling before it might be too late. I know, I know, I know